Hi everyone, it's Nathara, and today we're going to be going over the new Drop It Down pack, Scorching Song, and just our disclaimer like we do every time, you only get these 5 items right here. You do not get the outfit, you do not get the scene, only these 5 items. And this time it's going to include the contacts, Flame Dragon, the 3 fancy invitations, the energy pack, and the 45 trend color charts, the furniture street signal, and the handheld Unruly Sun. Here is the pose with it. Now also remember, this is not something you can get in photo mode. It is an idle pose and a home interaction screen pose that you can click the easel and make it go. You can get this in photo mode, but you cannot pause it or anything. You just have to let her idle and try and get really lucky with your photos. But again, you do not get the clickable pose in photo mode. She is just idling. But let's go ahead and get into home first. And here is our furniture piece, Street Signal. It does cost 18,600 chestnuts every time you want to place one. It is scalable, so it can get pretty big and it can get about that small. Let me go ahead. It does blink between the different lights and there is detailing on the pole, so it's not just like a perfect looking pole. So you could use this as like an industrial look. You can use it as piping for that. If you put like a block over the street lamp part, they could really be useful for a lot of different things. Here's the back. And like I said, this piece is really tall. It's bigger than like the 2-story mark whenever it's at its max height. Overall, I think it's going to be a really useful piece, especially for those creative people out there. So here's our contacts, Flame Dragon. They are a very golden yellow, and they do have a little dragon in the circling the iris a bit. They're not bad contacts. There's no movement to them or anything. I think they're pretty cute. We don't get too many light yellow contacts like this. Yeah, those are orange. Those are bright yellow. Those have leaves in them. We do have the tangerines, but they have tangerines in them. And so these are fairly unique in their own right. I'm happy to have them. They look like light brown eyes whenever the sun hits them just right. I think they're really pretty. So I do have my handheld dyed already because I think it's super cute. But there is 7 dye slots, and here it is dyed fully black, so it is not fully dyeable. You do have that good chunk of canvas that you cannot dye, sadly. But our first dye slot is going to be the easel and the palette. Our second dye slot is the backwash on the painting, part of the vase, and all of the metalwork on the easel. Our third dye slot is the sunflower petals, a bit of the paint on the palette. It's hard to see because of how she's holding that, and the paint on the end of the brush. Our fourth dye slot is the stems, leaves, and more detailing on the painting, as well as this singular glob on the easel right here. Our fifth dye slot is the sunflower centers, the wood on the paintbrush, and also the bare bristles. Our sixth dye slot is the detailing on the leaves and the very center of the sunflowers. And our seventh dye slot, as always, is the debris that comes off. Now, I don't know if you all noticed, but in the animation, the petals that do fall off are still yellow, so you cannot dye the animation debris. And for our postures, we do have several hand postures. I have mine on this one right now because her sleeves would hide it otherwise. But here's the original one. The hand is back and the palette is up. Number 2. 3. I don't really like this one because her hand goes through the canvas. I'm not sure if that would be different for differently sized dolls, but I've tested on all my adult dolls, and all of them, their hands glitch through the canvas. Here's position number 4, 5, 6, 7. Another glitch through the canvas. Number 8. Her hand is kind of really high up above in the flowers, and the palette is down. It will clip into your clothes. Number 9. Another one where she's almost fused into the canvas right there. You can see her like little fingers sticking through. And number 10. I personally like number 5 the best. I like that I can see the top of the palette, and I like that she has the brush up by her face. Overall, I do think it's a cute piece. I wish the back of the canvas was a bit more dyeable, but it does kind of make sense that it's not, because most canvases do come in white. But if you are not one for handhelds and you don't see yourself using this too often, I would skip it. I guess there's no point in purchasing something that you're gonna use like once or twice. Of course, unless you're also going for the furniture piece for all of those cool pipe things that you can do and the golden contacts. Anywho, that is it for the new Drop It Down pack, Scorching Song. I hope you found this useful and helpful, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.